All right, cable guy here. I'm wearing some really cool cable jewelry here, but we'll get to that later. Okay, but it's really simple. You have your controller, your keyboard. It could be a little drum pad, a digital guitar, woodwind electronic controller. It doesn't matter what kind of controller. But for this, we have the keyboard controller. Again, remember we did that old school USB. We plugged it in the back, and then we are grateful to the USB adapter gods that they created these cool little adapters. Now, seriously, I lose these just like I lose my guitar picks. So you might want to just go on Amazon or wherever and order a handful of them. Plug it right into your MacBook. Now, if you're not using a MacBook and you're using a PC, don't worry, it's all good. Typically, PCs do not change their cables like they change their underwear, meaning every day. Once I plug that in, the logic system is saying, hey, do you want to use this as the audio interface? Right now, I don't want to, because this is a controller, whereas my universal audio volt is the audio interface. Now I'm going to plug this in to the MacBook Pro. Do you want to use this as an audio interface? And the answer is yes. Very simple. 1, 2, 3. Okay? From the creator and the controller, we play the music. Then you let the digital guys do their stuff, and they convert all that beautiful music, all those notes you're playing, and then the speakers bring us the wonderful music.
We did it.
Can you believe we did it?
Yes.
All right. We came this far. Once again, I love this space.
Oh my goodness, I'm really enjoying it.
Yeah.
Wow.
And you have your TV here. You know, so if you want to score to your next big film, you can just be like, hey. You
Just
know.
connect. Yes.
I love that. All right. So as you can see, we have Logic open. And one of the reasons why I really love Logic is because it is logical, especially since Apple bought it. Now it just works seamlessly with an Apple MacBook Pro computer or any kind of Apple computer. But again, if you don't have a MacBook, you can still do this on PCs. You can't use Logic, but you use another DAW. But for all intents and purposes, here we go. Now, I like this where we have it on full screen, but you can still see the desktop and the dock below. So if you wanted to change a program or do something there. But if you hit this green button to the top left, you can go into full screen. Like it takes up the whole entire screen. Wow. So that's kind of nice, right?
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Now, notice because we hooked up your Yamaha keyboard into the computer with this USB and the adapter, right? So it's going from you, keyboard to computer, and then from the computer and the DAW, Logic, into the interface.
Yes.
And then from the interface, we just hooked up the two speakers, left and right, as you normally would, just like a stereo system.
Exactly.
Turn on the speakers and go ahead and give us a whirl. Perfect. And look at the meters, you can see the green, right? So you see the output and the input meters, that means you're getting audio sound. So that's good. If for some reason you have your controller hooked up, you have your interface, and you still can't hear stuff, you go up here to the Logic Pro, the top left corner of the menu bar, and you hit Settings, okay? Hit Audio, and then this is where you can control everything. Notice the output device is the Volt 276. That's this universal audio, 276. The input device is also the 276, right? So it's tracking all the input. And then basically everything else is set. Now, for more detail, you can go into pro level sessions and watch the course and understand all the different parameters. But that's basically it. Now you're ready to go. So what I did next was I created a track. You go up here to the menu bar, you hit track, new tracks, and you can say new software instrument track, because this is software technically, because we're not using an audio cable, but we're going to use these USBs. That's a software input, right? So this is the controller. So you could say set up software, and it literally just gave you a new track. Now try that one.
Electric piano.
Right. So what happens is the default sound, when you create a new software track, it automatically goes to a classic electric piano. Let's say you want to try a different instrument. Go ahead and pick something over here from the left category. Yeah. And then just pick something from the right side. It says cheap organ. What? Let's see what that sounds like.
Powerful.
Something to keep in mind, when you see these little arrows, that means you have to download those sounds. So we just didn't download them yet. All right, so let's go back to this. And actually now this track right here, we don't need that. So if you just right click on that track and you can say delete track. Look at how easy that was.
Yes.
All right, now play. So now we have your piano sound that you liked, your Steinway, right?
Yeah.
But now we want to record something. Uh-oh, what do we do?
Record button.
Exactly, that's how easy it is. So the first thing we want to do is just make sure we engage the track. See the little R on the track? Just hit that. It's going to blink, and that's on standby. We have our sound bank. We have our audio track information. And then we have our MIDI, musical instruments digital interface information, and that's just the system that translates the controller notes into the digital information. And then you're going to see it start to record here in these measures. So now I can see measures 1, 2, 3, 4, and so forth. Now as you record, the screen will follow you.
Yes.
Now let's say you want more screen of the editing. You already know you have your sound, so you don't need that. Go up here to this little file icon, click it, that goes away. Okay, now, really simple, we preset the metronome. See that little guy there? Go ahead and press that. So when it's grayed out, that means there's no metronome. Hit it again. When it's purple, now you're going to hear the metronome. And you see the 1, 2, 3, 4 next to it?
Yes.
That means that it's going to give you a count in to record. It's simply going to give you 1, 2, 3, 4, and play.
Yes.
Right? All right. Now, here's the cool part. You don't have to try to figure out how am I going to do the trackpad and the mouse and the piano all at the same time. All you have to do is hit R for record.
That's it.
It's going to give you 4 clicks so that you can get set.
Nice.
Okay? Now, when you're done, I want you to hit the space bar, and that'll stop it.
Okay.
Excellent.
Wow.
Congratulations.
Okay.
Yay! You did it. So now you say, all right, it's done, right? It's there. Let's just go ahead and hit that little R to take it out of record mode. When you hit the R actual key, that's going to make it record again. And if you want to take it out of the record engage mode, you have to hit it with the trackpad or the mouse. Let's hear it.
Yes.
Press the space bar.
Space.
Okay. That's right. Great. Stop. You just stopped. So what happened was it continued from that part. So we have to go back. If you look up here, do you see that?
Yes.
Hit that. And it's just like a tape recorder where it
Yes.
brings you back to the beginning.
That's right.
Hit space bar. Okay, notice we hit a wrong note there,
Yes,
right?
we did.
So what you can do
eliminate
is
it.
see this little arrow, double click on the sound wave. There you go. All right, now you can see what they call the piano roll. So these are all the notes. So let's say we go in here and we know it's somewhere towards the end. There you go. So just go ahead and click on those separately, one at a time. Okay, that sounds good. Okay, that sounds wrong, right? So take your 2 fingers and open it like that. I'm going to close it now. Just take 2 fingers and try opening it. Yeah, there you go. Now scroll back. Yep. There you go. 2 fingers side to side. If you want to zoom in, you just go like this and you take those 2 fingers and you move them apart. Hit delete. top right. Bam. Now it's gone. And then play it from there. So just hit space bar.
Yep.
There we go. All right, Oksana, so I just want to show you a couple of trackpad commands with your fingers. What's really cool is when you're not using a mouse, to go from screen to screen. So in other words, this is the full Logic screen, but let's say we want to go back to the main desktop. We're going to use 3 fingers to swipe. So try just swiping back and forth very gently. Yep. So that's the main desktop. Back to Logic. And we want to go in there and really figure out some notes. So scrolling side to side, just use 2 fingers. Yep, excellent. And then if scroll up and down, same way, 2 fingers. There you go. Now, if we want to zoom in, you take 2 fingers and just move them apart. Yep. Now, if you want to change measures, so right now we're close to measure 5, but let's say we want to start a new pattern at measure 9. You can't really click in this middle space. You have to see, when you click in the middle space, the cursor doesn't move. But if you click up here by where the bar is, it gives you these 2 arrows that point in opposite directions. Now you're at measure 9.
Great.
So try that. Let's say just move to a different measure. Click it.
Click.
There you go. Done. Okay. Now if you just hit play, it starts right from 11. You can play right now, but because it's not recording, you won't record the notes.
That's right.
But again, if you just want to hit record, so let's just hit record, R. Let's see, it's counting you in. 2, 3, 4. Beautiful. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Great, that was excellent. So now scroll back using 2 fingers and click on the beginning of that passage. Excellent. Go ahead and hit play and let's listen. Great. Stop it. Yep, good. Now we hear the click on the playback, right?
Yes.
Suppose we don't want to hear the click. What would you do?
Like just unmute.
Just hit that metronome. There you go. Excellent. Now you could just hear the music pure. And because you're playing it a little bit rubato, it's nice without the click, right?
Yes.
I love how you're pushing the time. You know, you're flowing with it. Beautiful. Now let's try another one and put the metronome back on so we can hear it.
Yes.
By the way, the count off is 2 measures. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, and play. 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, and play. Beautiful.